Welcome everyone. Today we're going to look at PicMonkey. This is my technology implementation for Unit 5. It is photo editing software. So the very first thing I did was create an account. I actually did a paid account because I can use this in the library. We can use it for our literacy night, and I'll show you what I mean. But it's also great for teachers, especially like ELA teachers, and I'm going to show you some of the things that are in this program that they would be able to use. So the very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to find a picture. So here's a picture of me, and you can notice, or you do notice that you can do basic edits, which all the different software does this, but this one has some other stuff. You can do overlays. That's where I would go in and kind of just change the contrast on it, but I don't want to do that right now. Here's where I could get rid of some of my wrinkles, maybe do some airbrushing if I wanted to. Next is where I can add text to the photo. Here, these are actually like different designs, so I could go in and add different things to the photo, such as shapes. Next, these are frames, so I could, do the oval frame or do it where it looks like it's kind of washed out. Next are overlays, so if I click on one of these, you kind of see how those work. But now to the reason that I did the paid program. Notice here that you can do, it has software for you where you can edit photos, turn someone into a vampire, a zombie, Day of the Dead, witches, demons, even comic heroes. You can see how this would be a lot of fun for an ELA teacher, doing a story and the kids get to create their characters. But what we are doing on April 20th is we are having a literacy night. This is at the high school. We do it for the elementaries that feed into us. So what we are doing is we are showing the movie Coco, and it has to do with Day of the Dead, and we'll have different booths set up. The art students that are at the high school will do face painting. We'll have a word search that they can do. We have sight words. We have where they can make bookmarkers, the foldable kind, or even one that they can color and it'll have Day of the Dead on it. So because we are doing Day of the Dead, one of the things I was thinking was we are doing a photo booth. We could take their pictures and do the edits to it to make them look like a Day of the Dead character. So how you do that is, for example, I come over here, and here I can change the color of my skin to a bone color. And you see how this works. And when you get around the eyes, you might want to make this a little bit smaller because this circle can get kind of hard to control when it's this close. But there is an eraser, so you can go back and fix things if you mess it up. So I'm just going to kind of do half the face so you get the idea of the different things that I can do here. You can see, take the color right out of my skin. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to, and I always forget to do this, I have to hit apply. But luckily it reminds me before I go on to something else. So here I'm going to do one of the eye sockets. And the way you do these is I want to do these that are kind of plain so that I can go in and color them. Let me do another one. See how that works. Okay, and then I am going to go back to bone color. And now I want to do the pink. And I'm going to have to make my thing a little bit smaller, otherwise it's going to be too hard to work with. So I can change this, and here I go. I start to change the color. And by making my brush, I guess I can call it, smaller, it's a whole lot easier to control. But like I said, if you do make a mistake, there is an eraser to go back, because I'm sure at some point in this tutorial I will make one and I will need to use it, so you'll see what I mean. And you can go over it to kind of make it a little darker, so it'll be a little bit more dramatic. You can see I had some little white spaces in there. Okay, So now I've done that, and I've got to hit apply before I forget. Now I want to do the nose holes, and I'm going to do one of these because I can color it in. And notice that I can resize it because this nose is a little big for my face. So I am going to come in here, and then once I've chosen one, I'm going to go back to the coloring. And this time I'm going to do a yellow, and again, I want to be able to control it, so I'm going to make it smaller. And then I can come in here and color. And this way it's kind of more like the Day of the Dead faces that you're used to seeing that have not only the white face, but also the dramatic painting on them. Okay. And now I need to do my mouth. So I'm going to come in here. See, again, I forgot to apply. And I'm going to do this one. And then I can resize it. And I want to now come into the color again. This time I'm going to do a red. And it is hard to control it on the mouth. And this is probably where I'm going to end up using the eraser. You can see I'm not very good at getting my skin red as well, and my teeth. But here I go in, and then I can go in and hit the eraser and clean this up. Still gotta make it a little smaller. There we go. And you can see how that fixes it. And then come here. Okay, so you get the idea, and I will include my finished project in this tutorial, or a picture of it, but I think this will be great for the kids. I think they'll really like it, us being able to take their picture. We could even do like when they got there, and then we could alter it, and then they could go get face painted, and then come up and pick their picture up and have two different versions of Day of the Dead. So this is what our plan is, and it's a great activity. And like I said, something teachers can also use in the classroom.